Good evening, everyone. Father Jeff here. I haven't talked to you in a little while. Been thinking about a subject that would be a real good one, and it would have to do with a lot of things that are going on in society now. And I think the one I've come up with pretty much hits a spot. So, when you go to build something, okay, we build a lot of cars around here under Rust Bucket Valley Garage. We've built cars from scratch. You always want to make sure that you have a good frame underneath the car to take and support everything. The same thing goes if you want to take and build a house or an apartment building or a multi-story skyscraper. You must have a good foundation. And if you want to have a good family, you must have a good foundation as well. Okay? Where did the building of the foundation begin? According to Christianity, it started with Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are the first two beings that were created by God, and they were placed in the Garden of Eden, and the amount of knowledge and resources that they had was rather limited, and our Father educated them in the ways of the world, in the way of life, that in the way that He wanted things to go. So He gave them a directive. He says, I would like you to go forth, and I would like you to populate the world. And Adam asked the Lord, well, how can we do that? So the Lord starts the basis of the foundation of the knowledge of Adam and Eve. So He tells Adam, I would like you to take and go to Eve, and I would like you to kiss her. And Adam asks the Lord, and says, what is a kiss? I don't know what this is. So the Lord explained it to him, and he went off, and he came back, and he told the Lord, it was a very pleasurable experience. Made me feel really good, made Eve feel very good. So the Lord told Adam, said, I'd like you to hug Eve. And he didn't know what that was. He says, Lord, what is a hug? So the Lord explained it to him, and he went off, and he came back, and he told the Lord, that was a very pleasurable experience. I really enjoyed that too. So the Lord told Adam, says, I'd like you to make love to Eve, to start populating the world. And Adam told the Lord, I don't know what this is. You'll have to explain that to me. So the Lord explained, and Adam went off, and Adam came back a short time later, and he asked the Lord, Lord, what is a headache? So it may not have gone like that. That's kind of a modernization. But the way that the Lord educated Adam and Eve in the ways of the world and how to take and start a family and how to live in the Garden of Eden. They didn't know any of this, and the Lord took a role to direct them on the right way to do things that pleased Him, the smart way to do things, okay, how to make a family. So now, in modern times, if we fast forward several thousand years, okay, it's gotten a little bit confusing. Okay, but the basic principles are exactly the same. This is how families are made. There are many different ways for families to be made, or what they call a family. And see, this is where it gets kind of confusing. Okay? But the thing that remains the same is that the children that are created or come into this family must be given a foundation. They must be taught things, the ways of the world, the difference between good and bad, the basics in life. You can say, okay, I'd like you to learn how to cook so you can take and survive on your own. I would like you to sew, males and females, so that you can repair your clothes if you don't have money to take and buy new clothes. Since we have Rust Bucket Valley Garage here, I can take and throw in a couple of things from there too. Saying you should know whether there's something wrong on your car. You should be able to change a tire. You should be able to change your oil, do regular maintenance. You should be able to change light bulbs. But the thing is, to take and do all this stuff, no one has this innate knowledge that someone must take you under their wing and they must teach you how to take and do these things. And this is all part of building a good foundation so you will be successful in life. Says I had an unusual situation where many years ago my father was taken from me, and he had not finished the basic education that I needed to take and get through life. Yes, I made a lot of mistakes, and I had a lot of successes, and I learned from my mistakes. I just figured it out. I asked advice from other people that were older than me. But the thing is, you must continually keep your ears open, because the thing is, knowledge can come from the most unlikely places. So that's what you should be constantly looking for, to take and enrich your mind, to give yourself a better foundation, to make your life easier and more meaningful, and just get by better. And then one day, or maybe now, maybe in the future, someone will come to you and they will ask you a question. There is absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I do not know. And I have told people, I do not know. But you know what? I'll find out, because now I'm interested. Says, you've asked me a question, I do not know that answer. Let's find out together. Okay, let's research that. So the next time you have a question, you will have the tools available to find out what that answer is. When my children were growing up, and they used to do something that displeased us. Some parents have various methods in which they use to take and discipline their children. And my method to discipline the children was to make them do a little research project on why what it was that whatever they did was the incorrect thing to do. And there is one time when one of my children did something, and I said, I'd like you to take and write, I will not do whatever it was that they were doing, and I want you to take and write it 500 times. Okay, with the proviso that you may use the computer to take and do your task. Okay, so each time I made a punishment, I made them learn from it. Okay, they are grown and they have children now, and they're a little bit too young to use the type of things that I used with them, because they were a little bit older. They were 6, 7, 8 years old. Okay, but the fact that I asked them to write something 500 times, my child says, oh, I cannot do that. That is such an immense task, and started crying. And I says, well, let me show you something. I says, I want you to take and type on the computer one time of a line, I will not do whatever it was that they had done. Okay? Then, what I would like you to do, and I ran them through cut and paste. Okay, so you want to indicate the line, do Control-C, Control-D, and put the next line right behind it. And then once you get 10, then you can take the 10 and copy those, and down, 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 and you'll have 500 before you know it. And they were amazed they could take and do such a hard task so easily, because of the basic knowledge that they had gotten as part of their foundation. Okay, so foundation can come in many different faces. So when you take and get in a situation where you can take and add to somebody's foundation, if they ask you a question, or you can direct them, make their life easier, teach them how to take and do the task versus doing it for them, so that they will increase their knowledge and they will have a great foundation to take and live their life, and then they in turn will pass that knowledge on to their children and their friends, and they will pass it on to and they will pass it on to theirs. So if you could do me that one favor, help people with their foundation, that would please me and it would please God. So God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and until next time.